Hey guys, good morning. I'm so glad you're here joining me, and I'm excited to highlight the book that I wrote last year with my good friend Curtis Estes, From Success to Significance. Many of you have asked me about this book. Many of you have asked how you can get this book. So I wanted to take some time this morning to go through it. It's a pretty short read, and I did it that way intentional with Curtis, and I wanted to make it more of a workbook. You know, many times people give me books, and I'm thinking, gosh, when in the world will I be able to read this thing? And that was my intention here. I think you'll get a lot of benefit out of it if you read it, but I think if you also go through the exercises, as you'll see on many pages here, there's a lot of pages that have exercises that you can go through around vision building, vision casting, building a better future. We talk about the 6 vision building activities in this book that I think you're going to get a ton of benefit from. So what I wanted to do today in a very quick video is highlight a few of the sections that we've come up with here that I think might resonate the most with you and what readers have written back into me saying that they got the most benefit out of, so that you guys can get excited about picking up a copy for yourself. So the first thing that I would say is thanks to my good friend again Curtis Estes for his brilliance on some of these exercises, but making your highlight reel was probably one of the most profound exercises that I've ever been through. It allows you to sit down. I know for me, the first time I went through it, the first time I did it, it was the first time I've ever done anything like that in my life. But it allowed me to go through and really create my own highlight reel. Just as anyone out there that's a top performer or highly active person that you look up to, they have likely their own highlight reel that they've created in their life. And whether they've ever written that down or not, this gives you a chance to do that. And at first it may seem a little weird. I mean, self-promotion is sometimes not that easy of a thing to do, but when you have a chance to sit down and create your own highlight reel, it is a profound experience. I know that it was for me. And what it did was it allowed me to take all of the thousands of moments, the thousands of memories in my life, and it allowed me to put those down into a paper form to where it's written out. I'm hardwiring it into my brain, and I can see of all the thousands of things that I've done or all the millions of memories out there that I have, why am I writing down my list of 20, 25 or so highlight reel moments? Those are the ones that are profound. Those are the ones that really stuck out to me and made me the man that I am today. And until you take the time to think way back in the past and think back about the things that you've done, many times you're not going to recall those moments. Heck, I'd forgotten about a lot of them. And through this exercise, it came out. In this first section, we also talk about identifying your unique ability. Again, self-promotion sometimes is not an easy thing to do. We want to self-sabotage instead, and I know many of you know what I'm talking about out there, but when you identify your unique abilities, it allows you to play to your strengths instead of playing toward your weaknesses or working on your weaknesses, as many people try to do all the time. Your unique ability is what makes you tick. It's what makes you you. It's what's your horsepower, right? It's what makes you really go every day. And so this gives you the chance to identify that as well. Another exercise I loved in this book, going through it with my readers and on my own whenever I did it, was making your to-be list. And that is, for me, I want to be a man of blank, 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 you know, fill in the blanks there. I want to be a man of this. I want to be a man of that. I want to be a man of high integrity. I want to be a family man. I want to be a man of faith, strong faith. What are those things for you on your to-be list that make you uniquely you? And again, just like the highlight reel, until you take the time to write those things out, many times you're not going to realize what your strengths are today or the things that you're striving to be in the future. And so when you get a chance to really see that to-be list sitting out in front of you, it's a great opportunity for you to really chart your course for the person you want to be ongoing. It allows you to see maybe what you've done in the past that's kept you from getting there, or what you're currently doing now. And that to-be list really, in my opinion, needs to be something that you read every single day to allow you to get to the point that you want to be long-term and reach the goals that you have. And really, a lot of this, as you can hear, is just around creating a bigger vision for yourself and a bigger future. The title of the book, From Success to Significance. We can all be successful out there in our lives, but if we're not doing the things, the exercises that allow us to really see how we can be significant long-term, we're just not going to get there. Let's face it. We also go through in this book designing your ideal day. I know for the financial advisors that I coach here in my office, that's a big thing, is designing your ideal day. From the moment that your eyes wake up in the morning, if you've got your gym clothes sitting out over by your alarm clock where it's easy to put those things on and keeps you from wanting to hit the snooze button over and over, or if it's at the end of your day mapping out your ideal evening to help you get to bed sooner, help you rest better, and really have just an awesome day the next day. How do we design our ideal day? How do we set time blocks throughout the day? Personal time in the morning to get the creative part of your mind working rather than just diving into reactive or reactionary type work, and then scheduling your day to where not a minute is wasted. For guys who have families like I do out there, it gets you home faster. It also gets you home without leaving with guilt, like you've done something wrong or haven't accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. But if we don't take the time to time block and design our ideal day, let's face it, we're just not going to get there, and all of you know what that feels like. Another part of this book that I think our readers have found a lot of value in is creating a board of advisors. And I won't go into that a lot. I think you need to get the book to learn more detail about that chapter. But just creating a team of people, 3-4 people around you that are your personal accountability advisors for family, for your marriage, for your parenting, for your business, for just really anything else that you're doing there to get yourself to the level of performance and accountability that you really desire to have. You're going to have people come alongside you and tell you a lot of times things that you need to hear, not necessarily that you want to hear. And building that board of advisors is something that I wish I had done much earlier in life. In fact, I'm working on building mine right now. And, this book came out at the first quarter of this year in 2016. And building my personal board of advisors is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's not something that I have, I've made excuses. I've said, I've got to find the right people. Until you really dedicate yourself to doing this, that's not going to happen. It's going to be like anything else that we have great intentions for, and then we end up putting it, on the shelf. And then one of the last things that was impactful for me and impactful for a lot of my readers out there was looking at your family tree and your family legacy. And so it's basically speaking from as if you have left this earth already and you're gone, and it gives you a chance really to write out, not necessarily your eulogy, which can also seem kind of weird sometimes when I've done that exercise before for different things, but really just to write out your legacy. If somebody's reading about your legacy within your family tree 100 years from now, what type of man or woman have you what type of life did you design for yourself here while on this earth? What type of things did you accomplish? What type of things did you impact upon other people? What type of accomplishments did you have? Not necessarily from a success standpoint, but from an accomplishment standpoint of significance. What was that like for you? And it gives you a chance to write that out. And so really a lot of what you're hearing here is just mapping out the type of person that you want to be, the type of person that you want to become. And really, I'd encourage you to go and pick up a copy of the book. This is not on Amazon. It's not out there where other books can be found. You can get this by emailing me, info@success101podcast.com.